Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone again and welcome to this new lesson. It's a writing lesson. Today we're going to talk about how to write an essay. Okay? We are going to tackle exactly the layout of an essay and first of all what an essay is and some tips to write a good essay. So if you still remember last time we have seen and we have tackled how to write a paragraph. Okay, so just as a kind of review, so a paragraph consists of the following things: a topic sentence, supporting details, and then a concluding sentence. Good. And as a kind of practice, you all have, or not all of you, some of you, okay, have written their paragraphs about the advantages of a smartphone. Okay, so here is a sample paragraph. I have already posted one, and here is another one. So here in the red color we have the topic sentence. So a smartphone has got plenty of advantages. Then we start with details. First of all, a smartphone is a means of communication. Moreover, you can call people anywhere and at any time, especially in emergency situations. In addition, it's a means of entertainment, videos, games, etc. All in all, smartphone or a smartphone is very beneficial. Also seen another paragraph. You have also written a paragraph about the disadvantages of a smartphone. Here is a sample of it. So topic sentence: no one can deny that a smartphone has got many drawbacks, disadvantages. To begin with, some people misuse it by publishing private pictures and videos on the internet. Besides, it's a waste of time, especially at studying periods. Finally, some students use it in cheating in exams, which is of course very bad. So these are some common disadvantages of smartphones. So now, these are the same paragraphs we have just seen. The first one about the advantages and the second one about disadvantages of a smartphone. We put them here together, okay? And if you can see, they are together, so it's no more one paragraph. Now it's more than one paragraph. And if you can remark these two gaps, we have two more paragraphs to add, okay, to include. Good. This one and this one. So let's have a look at them. I read this. It is clear that a smartphone has become a part in our life. It is agreed that this gadget is a double-edged sword. It has got many advantages and disadvantages. Good. So what is this according to, okay, in comparison or in relation to these two paragraphs? This is a kind of introduction. Yes, so this is a kind of introduction to this topic. Very nice. So, and in this topic we are talking about the advantages and disadvantages of a smartphone. Now, it's not just advantages. It's not just drawbacks or disadvantages. No, both of them together in one piece of writing. Good, so this is the introduction. Then we go to the last paragraph over here. I read it. To sum it up, it is obvious that a smartphone is a blessing and a curse at the same time. It has pros and cons. However, I believe that its advantages outweigh the disadvantages. We should be careful and wise enough to make it a profitable tool. Right? So this paragraph is considered as a conclusion to this topic. Good. So what do we call this? We have an introduction, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and a conclusion, or introduction, what we call body, and conclusion. This is exactly what we refer to as an essay. Okay, it's the same thing when we say also article. Of course, there are differences, but it's the same layout, the same way to write it, especially for you as students of second year back. You are asked to write an essay or an article, you do the same thing, okay? The same layout, the same structure. Good. So let's now discover the layout of an essay from the example we have just seen. We have an introduction, body, and conclusion. It's like paragraph is a small thing and then an essay is a big thing. In a paragraph, it's a topic sentence. In an essay, it's an introduction. Paragraph, it's body of the paragraph or details. And in an essay, it's the body of the essay. And then concluding sentence, because it's just one sentence in the paragraph. And here in the article, it's a conclusion. It's the whole paragraph. Good. Now let's see what we can mention in these three components of an essay or article. Number 1, introduction. 2, body. 3, conclusion. So in the introduction, you can mention something general. So generally state the topic. Mention your topic in general, okay? We can also give some definitions. You define the main concept, the main word or term of your topic. Okay, so like in our example, we can give an example of a smartphone. What is a smartphone? Sometimes we can mention, or we should mention, what the essay is exactly about. Like here we have advantages and disadvantages of a smartphone. So we mention it indirectly. Okay, indirectly. You don't have to say that this essay is going to be about advantages. Don't have to say it like this. You just say smartphones have got advantages and disadvantages, and it's clear that you are going to talk later on about these two things, advantages and disadvantages. Good. Then sometimes you can ask questions, and asking questions is another way to mention what you are going to talk about. Like in the end of your introduction, you can say, so what are the advantages and the drawbacks of this gadget, for example. Good. We move now to the body of the paragraph of the essay. Sorry. So let's just have some examples. So what you need to do is to organize the body of your essay. Okay. Like for example, in our essay, we're talking about advantages and drawbacks. So paragraph 1 about advantages, and then paragraph 2 about the disadvantages or drawbacks. Good. Let's suppose we need to write about causes and effects of a specific phenomenon. Okay, so then in paragraph 1 we mention causes, and in paragraph 2 we mention the effects. Okay. So sorry, I said you're supposed to talk about causes and effects of a phenomenon. So you need to write two paragraphs in the body, one about causes and the other about effects. Okay. Then another example, you are asked to write about the effects, and you are asked to suggest some solutions for a specific phenomenon. And then the first paragraph will be about the effects, and then you mention the solutions in a second paragraph. Right, one more example, like for example, you are asked to write an essay where you compare life in present and past. So in the first paragraph of the body, of course, you talk about the present, or vice versa. In the second one you talk about the past, or the opposite. Start with the past and then the present, etc. So these are just examples. What you need to do is to organize the paragraphs, the number of paragraphs, according to the topic that you have. Right? Good. Now we move to the last component, which is the conclusion. In the conclusion, we usually need to sum up, recapitulate, summarize what has been mentioned in your essay. Yeah? A kind of recapitulation, okay, to what we have said in the essay. Good. Sometimes you can give your opinion. Why not? I believe that, in my opinion, for me, and then you mention your opinion. Good. You can suggest some solutions. For example, you are asked to write about causes and effects of a phenomenon. Then paragraph 1 of the body about causes, paragraph 2 about the effects, and then in the conclusion you suggest some solutions. Why not? Or you can ask questions in the conclusion, and these questions are supposed to get an answer in the coming writings. Very nice. Now it's time to write an essay. It's time for practice. The topic is this, so we need to write about this topic. Facebook has become an integral part in our life. Write an article to your school magazine about the advantages and drawbacks of Facebook. Good, so it's not very far from the one we have seen before about smartphones. So now it's about Facebook, advantages and drawbacks or disadvantages. Good, so the first thing we need to do when we have such a topic, we need to find the key words, okay? Because sometimes students go astray, they are lost, they write about something else, okay? So we need to underline the key words to clearly understand the topic, okay? Here we have advantages, drawbacks, disadvantages is the same thing. We have Facebook, so we need to write about the advantages and drawbacks of Facebook. There is one more thing that I should underline in this topic, which is this article. So I am asked to write an article or an essay. As I said, it's the same thing. An article or an essay, not a letter, not an email, not a paragraph. No, you are asked to write an article. It means that you need to respect introduction. In paragraph 1 is the introduction. Paragraph 2, according to this topic, I will organize it like this. Paragraph 1, 2, which is paragraph 1 in the body, the advantages. And then paragraph 2 in the body, which is paragraph 3 in the whole essay, about the drawbacks, the disadvantages. And then the last paragraph is the the conclusion. Very nice. I can again help you with some ideas that you can mention in your essay. The advantages of Facebook. These are the advantages of Facebook. You can pause this video and then take just 3 of these advantages, not all of them. Choose 3 that you like most and then use them in your essay. Here we have the drawbacks or the disadvantages. These are some disadvantages of Facebook. Use some of them, use 3 of them, okay? And you can even use other drawbacks. These are just suggested ideas to help you. And then you need to write an article or an essay. It's the same thing. Again, what is this? Don't you tell me, please, it's a burger. It's not a burger. Okay, it's not a burger. Please, it's not. It's an essay. It's not a paragraph. It's an essay. Good. Please, asking you to write an article or an essay about Facebook advantages and disadvantages. I want you just to write me a well-organized essay, just like this burger. Okay? Introduction. Body paragraph 1. Advantages. Body paragraph 2. Drawbacks. And then a conclusion. Okay, so I want your essay, your article to be as organized as this burger. Okay, and I don't as messy as this BM. Have a nice dish. Even this BM sounds or looks more delicious than the burger, but it's messy. I don't want you to write an essay like this. Introduction together with paragraph 1. I don't know, you mentioned advantages in the introduction, disadvantages in the conclusion. No. Okay, please organize your writing and see you in the next lesson, inshallah. Thank you very much.